It's an honor to introduce our next speaker, Dr. Amit Diman. He's a DM medical oncologist, has worked in many eminent institutes, and started the bone marrow transplant in DMCH. He's associated with NGOs, and his motto is to make quality cancer care affordable. Thank you, sir. Please welcome.
First of all, little correction. Presently, I'm in Deep Hospital, Ludhiana, and I'm heading the Department of Cancer Care Unit, Cancer Care there. And now I thanks IMA Punjab President Dr. Daya for giving me this opportunity among you all, the August faculty. So I have chosen this topic of advanced cancer, whether to go for the cure or the care, because we are seeing many CMEs where the treatment options for a particular disease is being discussed. So when we are not able to cure the disease, that is again a very important, which is palliative care basically. So let's discuss about the data which WHO 2018. The cancer is the second leading cause, as Dr. Uppal has said. After the cardiac, second comes the now cancer, which was initially third or fourth. Now this is the second major cause for the death globally, and third is the neurovascular disorders. And estimated 9.6 million cancer deaths in 2018 were seen, and globally 1 in 6 deaths was due to cancer. So approximately 70% of deaths from cancer occur in low and middle income countries, and we know that we are in the developing country list. So leading causes of cancer deaths globally are the lung cancer and the breast cancer, the most common cancer for the cancer death, followed by colorectal, prostate, skin cancer, and the stomach. And if we talk about the Indian statistics, so approximately 14 lakh cases are being diagnosed as per the notification and ICMR, and many cases must be going undiagnosed in our country because of the reporting and notification issues. And approximately 80 lakh deaths are, 80 lakh patients are dying because of the cancer in our country. So in India, the leading cancer are causing the death are the breast cancer, lung cancer, mouth because of the habits of jarda chewing, tobacco chewing and all. Then CS cervix and carcinoma tongue. And unfortunately, we are diagnosing around 60% of the cancer patient as they are in the advanced stage, either locally advanced or the metastatic disease. Still, the important is not every advanced cancer will lead to the death. There are many cancers which are being cured even in the stage 4. If we talk about non-Hodgkin lymphoma, Hodgkin lymphoma, as we all know that these are the diseases which are classically being taught as the curable cancers, APML, acute promyelocytic leukemia, thyroid cancer, I missed the thyroid cancer here, and the testicular tumor, germ cell tumors of the ovaries, few subgroup of the colonic cancer, particularly those are associated with the Lynch syndrome, where the immunotherapy has made a lot of changes. And mismatch repair gene associated cancer, breast cancer, even in the stage 4, 15 to 20% are the cases of breast cancer are being cured. So now the question comes, what is the cure in oncology? We say in the oncology, if a patient with the cancer survives the expected or the average age of the nation, which is around 67 to 70 years, he or she is cured. So in that sense, many of the breast cancer patients are being survived, ovarian cancer, subgroup of lung cancer, those who have the mutations, the molecular EGFR mutations or the other mutations on the cells, or those who are responding very well to the immunotherapy. And they are the patients those being diagnosed, and leukemia, we know, is one of the curable disease, particularly in the pediatric population, now even as well as in the adult population. So what if we are not able to cure a disease? Can we do something else? Yes, let's make it a chronic disease. So with the advancement in the cancer, with the molecular therapies, the targeted therapies, or with the chemotherapy, immunotherapy, hormonal therapy, so with these therapies, what we make the disease not acute disease but a chronic disease. You must be knowing many patients of breast cancer, those who are with the stage 4 disease surviving on hormonal therapy, just a tablet. See a lung patient surviving on tablet. Leukemia patients surviving on tablets like the chronic myeloid leukemia. The imatinib has changed the all over scenario in the oncology. So it was the first drug to change the scenario in the oncology. So with all this thing, what we are making a cancer a chronic disease from the acute disease. So even if all the things have been exhausted, what we can do, it is not that the death penalty has been given to the patient. So still, what we are supposed to give the comfort to the patient. For that, a palliative care is very important. In this, the family decision is very important, whether sometimes some treatment is available, but the treatment is very costly. So in that case, a family decision is very important, whether they want to go for that treatment or just want to go for the palliative treatment, and the family involvement is very important. Then the social support, either from the social worker, the society, government, and near dears, all the social support is required in that care. So medical care focuses on alleviating the intensity of the symptoms of the disease, but the palliative care focuses on reducing the prominence and severity of the symptoms. Means like even in the palliative care, we can't say that the patient will be totally cured of all the symptoms. If he is or she is totally cured of the symptom, means she has been or he has been cured of the disease. No, that won't be possible. But what will happen? The symptoms become bearable. Patient will have a good quality of life. So this is more, the treatment palliative care is more focused on the symptom or the sufferings the patient is having. So how the WHO describes it, an approach that improves the quality of life of a patient and their families also, because family, the cancer is not the disease of an individual, it is a disease of a family itself. Their family facing the problem associated with their threatening illness through the prevention and relief of suffering by means of early identification. So our responsibility to find out if their patient is going to suffer from some symptoms because of the disease itself, and to treat it as soon as possible, and impeccable assessment and treatment of pain and other problems, whether problems are physical, psychosocial, or the spiritual problems. So goal of the palliative care is to improve the quality of life for individuals who are suffering from severe diseases. It can be any chronic disease, or if the patient is at end of life. Palliative care offers a diverse area of assistance and care to the patient. It is given throughout the patients who is suffering or experiencing the cancer. Care can be started at the start of the symptom itself, at the time of the diagnosis, and it will continue through the treatment and follow up with the care and till the end of life. So important is to minimize suffering. So patients should have total pain relief. Pain may be physical pain, social pain, psychological pain, and spiritual pain. All the pain should be well taken care by us, the provider. So the main aim is to improve the quality of life. Patient should maintain its dignity and respect in the society, and caring for the family. And we should have a very caring support for the family who is taking care of a cancer patient who is on end of life. So the palliative care, the end of life care, is not a disease specific, but it is a suffering oriented. It's not limited to the defined number of months or week, how long we have to give the supportive care or the quality of life care or the palliative care. It all depends how long the patient survives. And we are not oriented towards the quantity of life when we are taking care of end of life of the palliative care, but our intent is to give the best quality of life possible to the patient suffering from the cancer. So palliative care providers, it's a teamwork. Definitely not an individual can do everything. And by the professions like doctors, whether the oncologist or the general physician, or those who is near to the family or to the patient, nurses, social workers in your area, and massage therapist, pharmacist, yoga, music therapy, nutritionist. So all have very important role in the alleviating the suffering of the patient. The spiritual Spiritual gurus can help, or the spiritual counselors, those who are attached with the family, they can really help giving a positive attitude towards the life. So another very important issue is just finishing in one line about the nutrition. Prefer the enteral nutrition, not the parental nutrition. Giving the parental nutrition is not a positive approach. It's rather a negative, because it overall reduces the survival of the patient. So try whether the Ryle's tube, whether the oral nutrition, modified liquid, modified, or in whatever way it can be given. If we need to take the help of the gastroenterologist for the esophageal, or the stunt placement can be done, or the peg feeding can be done. So there are many methods where the nutrition, enteral nutrition is important, not the parental nutrition. Rather, parental nutrition reduces the overall survival. That is very important thing to keep in mind. So now, palliative procedure can be in form of the radiation therapy to alleviate the pain or to decrease the pressure symptoms, chemotherapy. Oh, sorry. So chemotherapy here won't be a curative chemotherapy, but it will be a therapy to reduce the symptoms only. Surgical debulking or diversion, like if there is intestinal obstruction, then the colostomy or ileostomy can be performed. Insertion of various stents, as the GI stents are there, esophageal stents, biliary stents are there, or the ureteric stents are there. Drainage of fluid like pleural tap or the cytic tap, and stabilization of bones. A very important role of orthopedician here, because the bony pains are the severe pain, and one of the severest pain. So it has to be best managed by the orthopedician by stabilizing the bone. So the quality of life depends upon the physical aspect, with the functionability, strength, sleep and rest. Nausea, vomiting has to be taken care. Psychologically, patient should be free of any anxiety, depression, as much as possible. Enjoyment should be there. Pain, distress should not be there. Happiness, fear and cognition, attention should be well attended. Social or financial burden these days is important, so different NGOs are working on that, and they are providing the support also. And caregiver burden to the family members, roles and relationship has to be maintained, and affection and sexual function should be provided, if best possible should be with the patient. Spiritual, yes, hope is really important. Positive attitude really important. Suffering should be reduced, meaning of pain should be well explained, and religion definitely plays a very important role here. Pain is the most common symptom in the cancer. It is in the cancer patients terminally, and around 96% of the patients do have this pain. So even for the cancer, we are taking the pain as the 5th vital parameter for the patient journal assessment, after the BP, temperature, heart rate and others. So for the pain management, the WHO 3-step ladder is still being followed since 1980s. So start with the mild painkiller like acetaminophen, NSAIDs, or then moderate like tramadol, hydrocodone, oxycodone, codeine, and then the severe morphine and morphine analogs. So the few things the doctor does are more important than relieving pain. So the palliative care is really important for any doctor to know regarding the cancer or any the chronic disease where the patient is terminal. So this is very important. And I finish with the words from Dame Cecil Saunders. She is the mother of palliative care. She is a Canadian nurse who took the palliative care to such a high, and in her words, for the patient, you matter because you are you. You matter to the last moment of your life, and we will do all we cannot only to help you die peacefully, but to live until you die. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for a very informative talk. Please accept our token of gratitude.